Hey everybody, Optimus Prime here, back for another Transformers review. Going to be doing today, as you can see before you, Transformers Dark of the Moon, Shockwave. This is Shockwave. This is Shockwave. Not Soundwave, Shockwave. There is a difference. Sorry, Optimus 405 called him Soundwave through the entire review, drove me absolutely nuts, but oh well. I'm just picking on you, buddy. But as you can see here, we have the newest incarnation of the Decepticon bad guy for the newest movie, which actually comes out in, I believe, 5 days, so yay! I don't have his packaging, because once you get the Voyager guys out of their boxes, the boxes are pretty much gone. You can't save the boxes, unlike you can do with the rest of them. But just an absolutely gorgeous representation of Shockwave and how he's gonna look in the new movie. I can absolutely not wait for the new movie to come out. As you can see here, he has his iconic Cyclopsian eye, which is actually really well light piped. It's actually in the shadow of my arm, so I really like the way this guy looks. Just a word of warning with your Shockwaves: careful with the mech tech weapon, because mine's loose. That's gonna drive me nuts. Also, be careful with this other mech tech weapon, the sword gun thing, because that should be here, and it's not, because I lost it. I opened this guy up, looked at him, put the weapon on, set it to the side to transform him, and I lost it. Which I didn't think was a big deal, because I was like, you know what, he's still got this huge mofo gun, you know. He's like, I'm going to kill you. But yes, he does have the iconic Shockwave cable tube thing, which I think when Optimus 405 reviewed him, he actually took off, so that way he could show you all the cool action poses you could get without it. But I usually display my toys, you know, I'm just saying. So this really is, when it's behind him, is great because you can see it, but it's also kind of hidden. As you can see here, he does have a second hand. You can just flip it down, and this is how I think he'll be in the movie with two hands, but in order to be G1 accurate, it'd have to be a gun arm. You can take the gun off. There we go. Yeah, and be careful with yours. The arm likes to come off on mine. Some dumb reason. There he is, taken down to his base elements. No mofo gun, no sword, no tube. And it's still very grimacy looking. I really love the way this guy looks. Just because while it is, you know, the Michael Bay exploding, you know, you take a car, explode it, and you get a Transformer. I guess. I mean, you can't just have something like this. You know, clean, simple, every part used, and if a part's not used, it folds up into itself. You have to have exploding parts with ginormous backpacks, whereas this guy's pretty cool, but the newest Bumblebee has, like, his entire car mode behind him. He's like a shell former, for crying out loud. Rant over. Anyway, back on this guy. The paint apps are wonderful, aside from, you know, the obligatory here. The silver, purple. I guess I didn't feel the need to continue the silver. I don't know. But down here, wonderfully detailed treads all over this guy. That's just a nitpick of mine. That just, I don't really like how that looks. The other thing is he has to stand in this wide stance. I mean, he has to stand this way. No ifs, no buts. His legs are molded like this, so even if you have him stand like that, see, he won't stand up. He has to be one click apart. Then he'll stand quite nicely. For articulation, since I have him in robot mode, arms will do a full 360 on this ball joint, but at the angle it's on, it's kind of weird. I get a full out and in motion on the shoulder joint there. Out and in motion there on the shoulder. Bends, and you get a full 360 there too. Bends at the elbow, but that's it. And the hands fold in. That's pretty much it. The head is on a little side-to-side joint. I guess a ball joint, but not a very good one. The legs, ratchets all the way. Knee, technically double jointed, but that's more for the transformation. Not supposed to be double jointed. And nothing in the feet. So while what this guy lacks in articulation, you know, being swivel at the hip, twisting at the arm, you know, feet posability, all that fun stuff, he makes up for in the mech tech area. I mean, look at this guy. He is only slightly taller than a deluxe. And Hasbro's excuse for the toys getting smaller is the mech tech weapon. I mean, quite honestly, for me, I would love to see him with just this built into his arm. Don't call it a mech tech. Don't give it these two freaky little guns. Just have it one big mofo gun right there on the side of his arm. Just right there. Keep it on him. And give him, you know, an extra 2 inches of height or more posability or something. Second rant over. But anyway, what I want you guys to do, possibly, is to comment below and tell me if you like the new setup or do you want me to go back to the other one. I don't care either way. I kind of like this one better, but whatever. It's up to you guys. This right here kind of bugs me too. The fact that the non-screw hole side is on the back. And that's on the front, I guess. But I'm not really one for the Dark of the Moon toys. That's why this one, and probably Sentinel, maybe Megatron, are like the only 3 that I'm going to get. Just because I don't really feel the need to buy the other 400 remakes of Bumblebee, or Ratchet, or Prime. I'm just not one for the movie guys. I'm more the classics, Generations, Reveal the Shield guys. You know, that's just me. Anyway, on to the transformation. Remove the gun on here. Fold up the hands. Oh, it's been so long since I did this guy. Anyway, fold the knee pads down. Flip up the feet. Hear that loud click, that means it's good. There you go. And he can kind of still stand. Oh, he can still stand. Come around here to the backpack. Open that up. Bring it up. What do I do? To the chest. Open the chest. It just pegs in via those 2 pegs there. There we go. Bring the head back, like so. Flip the head around and put it in that little head holder thingadoodle there. Right there. And then take these, rotate them outwards, and snap in the big chest thing to the 2 mech tech ports that were on the inside. So you kind of still have Shockwave here, but not so much as to be recognized as a half-exploded Transformer. What you want to do with these, rotate them so the insides are like that, right? Yeah. Flip these in, sorry, then fold them back. Fold them up over the legs, which I thought was a brilliant piece of engineering right there. That was absolutely brilliant. I loved the way that went in the first time. I was like, oh, that is one of the best things to come out of Michael Bay's Transformers, is that they have really good engineering in them. Just really crappy modes. There's these pegs here There's a peg there, then there's a hole there. Peg plus hole equals secure. You peg the chest. Bring the arms round. Bring them up. Bring them down. There we are. Bring them up. Bring them down. Then bring this bit up. That's interesting. You see there's that black bit. I didn't notice that before. There's that black bit there, and there are two bits on the side of the tread. You just push them in, and that should mean that these line up in the ball here. You just peg those together. Then you bring these up, and there's a little hole there and a little hole there on the underside of the tread, and there's a peg there and a peg there. Peg plus hole equals secure. Now here you have him in his base trait set mode. There are two clip points here that you can use for clipping things onto him. Put his gun on, and you have Shockwave in his tank mode. Cybertronian tank again. Still remembering when Mascot first saw Revenge of the Fallen movie Megatron. It's not a gun. How can it not be a gun? But anyway, you can relatively put that hose anywhere on him. There's a port here for it, port there for it, port on the inside here, port here, port there, port on the inside there. You know, I've seen some people that actually don't plug it into the gun itself. They plug it like in here and then wrap it around, plug it in over there. But I just like putting it to the gun like it's a ammo belt. But that's probably just me. One cool thing about the instructions, and I'll probably have to end with this, is that with like the regular instructions, they're just pictures. Well, the instructions on this guy, they're the actual toy, taken pictures of in different various stages of his transformation. So I thought that was brilliant. And yes, the MechTech weapon can lock, but you come around here, push that gray bit up into that hole, and you got your MechTech weapon locked. So that is all that I can say about Transformers Dark of the Moon. Voyager class, surprisingly. Shockwave. Soundwave.
I am not Shockwave. I mean Soundwave. I am Shockwave. Rawr.
Anyway. So that is it. That is probably all I'm going to say about this guy. Do you have anything to add, Optimus?
Autobots, roll out.
And that is that. So, anyway, this has been Roctimus Prime. I want to thank you for tuning in, and let me know what you think of the new setup. Bye.